You're watching PCTV Channel 17, proudly serving the Port Clinton City School District community. The following is a production of the Port Clinton High School Digital Media class.
Welcome to Time for Health. I'm your host, Rachel Fall, and we're very glad you've joined us. We hope you gain something from the program that helps you and your loved ones. We want to arm everyone with as much information as possible so we can all make good choices. And this is not to take the place of regular medical care, so be sure to include your healthcare provider in on your plans and your conversations. And today, our guest is Katie LaPlante. Thank you for being here.
Happy to be here.
And you're from the OSU Extension Office, specifically the Family and Consumer Science Division. So again, thanks for being here. One of the things that we always like to do on this show is just to give people resources and information and tips, and you guys are a really, really wonderful resource, especially for Ottawa County. So talk a little bit about the OSU Extension Office and some of the other programs that are out there.
Sure. So in the Ohio State University Extension Office, we are just one extension office in the state. There's actually an extension office in every county. Okay. So no matter where you are, you can find an extension in your county. Okay. In our county, we have the 4-H program, which is probably the most recognizable program for OSU Extension. And that consists of, traditional clubs, and then also we do a lot of in-school programming. Okay. We also have the Ohio Sea Grant is housed in our office, so we have a educator there who does a lot of things with Lake Erie. Okay. And then we have myself, who does Family and Consumer Sciences, which we'll talk a little bit more about.
The Sea Grant, is that what's it called by Gibraltar? Is that what it's called?
It's at Stone Lab.
Stone Lab, okay, gotcha. Okay, very cool. Yeah. So there's all kinds of things out there.
There's a lot going on.
4-H is one of the things that people tend to think of, but there's a lot of other things as well.
Yes.
Okay,
we
cool.
do a lot.
So what does Family and Consumer Science do?
So at Ohio State University Extension, Family Consumer Sciences, we are broken into 3 program areas. Okay. One is healthy people. One is healthy relationships, and one is healthy finances. And we just do a lot of educational programming. That's our key focus, is educational programming in those areas. Kind of just teaching people a lot of life skills that they may not have learned, or that youth can learn to kind of better themselves in adulting. So.
Gotcha. And I kind of found it interesting. I was like, healthy finances. But even on this show, we talk about health topics like allergies and diabetes and that kind of stuff, but we also talk a fair amount about insurance and all that kind of stuff, because the financial part of life impacts your health, whether it's your medical insurance, which directly can kind of impact your health, but just the whole topic of finances can be a stress and a strain and make people not maybe have access to some of the healthier resources in the world. So,
absolutely.
So I find that interesting that that's one of your big things. And then healthy relationships, again, we're around people all the time.
Right.
And then healthy people is kind of our own individual kinds of things.
Our health, yeah.
So you do, your focus is educational programming, you said? How does that happen? You speak to groups, or obviously on TV?
Right. So a couple of different ways. Sometimes I'll just have an open program, so a specific topic that I think the community would really find interesting. We do have a list of programs kind of that are signature to OSU that we can do. Sometimes just something that we're always evidence-based, always educational. So I'm just not pulling things from websites. It's actually research-based. So either open to the community, and I'll just put it out, advertise, anybody can come, or specific groups can ask for me to come and do a program. Sometimes the libraries will ask me to come. I've had a couple of civic groups ask me to come and do programs for them. So either way, they could just contact me.
Okay, so under any of those topic areas. Now, you mentioned evidence-based, and I think that's kind of an important thing that people might not really think of, but you don't just go to Billy Bob's website
Right.
for nutrition and present that information.
Right. So some of the programs we do are designed by OSU. Other colleagues of mine, people at the university will develop these programs and then teach us how to teach them to the community. Or we will use evidence-based programs from a different site. So the active parenting program is not an OSU program, but it is research-based, has been studied and used widely.
Okay.
So
So they're not just guarding, you're not winging it.
No, we're not
Okay.
just winging it.
There's something to be said for winging it, but there's
Right.
also something to be said that kind of gives it a nice solid base that is, based in science
Absolutely.
a little bit. So talk about a couple of the Healthy People programs that you do.
So Healthy People programming is probably our most popular.
Okay.
And that encompasses a lot of different things when you think of just being healthy overall. So what I do, a couple different things. Home food preservation is a really big one, especially in this county. And that's like canning, freezing.
Okay.
A lot of people, it's kind of making a comeback. We also do a big signature program through Ohio State is the Live Healthy, Live Well program. And this is kind of two parts. We have an email challenge that we usually do 2 or 3 times a year.
Yeah.
People just sign up through me with an email address, anybody with an email address. You don't even have to live in Ohio. I've had people from Washington and all over the place
Cool.
sign up. So. And you will just get 2 emails a week that will come from me, but we have a Live Healthy, Live Well team that writes the information. We have a different kind of overall topic every time. I think this time it's Spring Forward for Health. So I have one going on right now. Almost 100 people signed up.
I'm one of them.
Yeah, you are.
And I love it because some challenges are really like a little too challenging. And
right.
this challenge is you can make it what you want. You can make it really challenging, or you can just make it a little less challenging.
Right.
I just like the emails because it just might come like, okay, I need to maybe have a vegetable, just a reminder. I'm not going to, completely overhaul my lifestyle maybe,
Right.
but okay, let's have a few more vegetables,
Right.
or let's walk down and give my message to my coworker instead of sending an email
Right.
or something like
I
that.
think
So-
the email is nice too because you don't have to do something right in the moment.
Right.
You can read them later and kind of
Right.
remind yourself over and over.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, the overall challenge is just to encourage people to eat more fruits and vegetables and to move more, to get more exercise. The second part of that is we have lunch and learn lessons.
Okay.
About half an hour lessons on different topics. Talking about my plate, one about sleep and stress, and like healthy weight management. Cooking for 1 or 2 has been a popular one.
okay,
So,
sure.
and that can be for older adults or not.
Right.
Just single women or
Right.
men.
So those are some of the programs for healthy people. That's under the
Yes,
healthy people
yes.
kind of topic. So, and people can just call the OSU
Yep,
Extension
they can
Office?
call the Extension Office. Our number's 419-898-3631, or they can email me. You can find that on our website too. Our website is ottawa.osu.edu.
Okay.
You can find lots of information there.
So if somebody has like a civic group or is a teacher or just has a group of friends that they want to, a women's health night or
Yeah.
something like that, you
Yeah.
guys are,
Call me up.
I'm going to call you more often.
And if you go on our website and look at the Healthy People site, there are things listed there, but those are not limited. If you have if you have a topic that you're really interested in and think that I might be able to do something on that, just give me a call. And if I've never done something like that, I'm sure a colleague across the state has. So we're really good at working with each other, and this is not a limited list.
Okay. So those are just kind of some suggestions that you can find on the website. Okay.
Absolutely.
I see one of the ones is sun safety, and as we're taping this, we're kind of getting into the hopefully
summer.
sunny season.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about that program.
Yes, so we have a sun safety program. We're lucky enough to have a dermascan machine, which is a machine that kind of uses like a UV light. People put their head under this contraption and it shines a light on them, and they are able to see kind of some maybe marks on their faces that might be indication of sun damage, sunspots, or seriously maybe development of cancer. But like again, I'm only educational. I cannot diagnose a cancer diagnosis. So I think people get a lot out of that. I think people find that very interesting.
Because we all spend as much time as possible, most of us.
And then we also then focus on prevention. So talk about wearing sunscreen, steps to take to prevent getting some sun damage as well.
And I think some of that is difficult this time of year because we're kind of in that in-between phase where you think, I don't need to lather up with sunscreen, but if you go out and, hypothetically weed for a while, and then you're like, the back of my neck. So the sun's out, you got to think about those things.
Absolutely.
So that's another program. Awesome. All right, we are going to take a quick break, and we will be right back. And we're back talking with Katie LaPlante from OSU Extension about family and consumer science, but about overall the OSU Extension office. So talked a little bit about the overall office and family and consumer science and all the different things, all the resources that are available in lots of different formats, which I think is great because not everybody can, schedule-wise, that makes it kind of tough sometimes, but email challenges and that kind of stuff, that's awesome. So one of the other topic areas was healthy relationships. So talk about some of those programs.
So healthy relationships, these programs aren't as developed in my realm as I would like to be, even though that's my background. But one that's coming up that I'm really excited about, starting in May, it's actually starting May 23rd, May 30th, and June 6th, is our Grilling with My Grandchild program. And this is, it's a pilot program, so we have somebody from the OSU campus coming to help teach it because it is his program.
Gotcha.
So he will be there. It's a program for grandfathers and a grandchild. They need to be in grades 5th through 12th in order to do it. It's a three-part program focusing on the past, present, and future. So grandparents and grandchildren do kind of an interview with each other to make an iMovie. So just kind of getting to know each other a little bit better, kind of this intergenerational connection, which sometimes is missing.
Right.
But then we also do grilling on some portable grills.
Who doesn't love that?
I know. So you get to cook with your grandchild and your grandparents, learning a little bit about food safety, cooking temperatures, safety on a grill, and then reading recipes and being able to cook. So I'm very excited about that. So if you want to sign up for that, call our office. We have spots open. There is a cost to that of $20.
Okay. Well, you're getting grilled food.
I know. For some food.
Can't beat that.
We also have an Aging Smart program. So in Ohio, we know that we have one of the highest growing aging populations. Right. So OSU developed an Aging Smart curriculum, which is some modules, different topics, falls prevention, universal design, so making some modifications to your home in order for you to maybe stay in it longer, or your parents if you're a caregiver. Cooking and eating for 1 or 2, like I talked about. So a lot of different modules about people who are older sometimes. We also have a Master of Memory program, which has been recent, and that's been pretty popular.
Like dementia memory, like loss of memory?
It's more of some memory strategies. It can be a series or just individual modules. There's an introduction, talks about learning styles, some memory strategies, and then we do go into how medication affects your memory, how exercise affects your memory, so different aspects and how they affect your memory.
Very cool.
That's another one. And then we do some parenting programs, active parenting,
Gotcha.
just overall parenting. So.
And I could always use that.
Right.
So, and again, we're kind of looking at the list from your website, not an all-inclusive
No.
list. There are others, again. So if somebody has an idea, like, I don't know, they want a group to get together and learn about a certain topic, that you might be able to find something and they can just call the
Absolutely.
office. Okay.
Yep.
So healthy finances.
Yes.
Talk about some of those.
Yeah. So in Ohio, we have Ohio Saves, which is off of the America Saves campaign. And that just encourages people to save money, as simple as that might be. So just encouraging people to make a goal for themselves, whether it's to purchase something, whether it's to pay off a credit card debt, what that might be. You can go onto the Ohio Saves website and actually make a pledge to say what you're saving for, because we know that when you write something down, you're more likely to stick with it.
Right.
So, and you can also get email alerts from them, some encouraging tips on saving. So it's kind of a good program. Ohio Saves Week, I believe, is in February, but you can go on at any time and sign up. It does not matter.
Okay. Cool.
One of our biggest programs that we do is Real Money, Real World. And we do this with 8th grade students in the county. We're in 4 school districts in the county. And that is a financial literacy program for youth. They are taught some lessons in the classroom about deductions, because what you see on your paycheck isn't really what you get paid most often, and I think that's a shocker for a lot of people.
Right.
Talk about how to write checks, a lot of things that youth might not otherwise be exposed to, except for in those lessons. And then the biggest part of that is our spending simulation. So once kids go through these classroom lessons, they're given a career, given a number of children, do their deductions, and then they have to go through the spending simulation. We have 14 different stations set up: childcare, housing, insurance, transportation, just about
all the fun things of life.
Anything that you pretty much spend money on in real life.
Gotcha.
So they have their budget and have to visit all of these stations and try to stay within their budget.
I think that's very helpful.
I think it is.
My kids are much younger than that, but everything is so immediate.
Right.
We'll just go on Amazon and get it.
Right. It's not always the case.
Okay. Just wave my magic wand to do that. So.
Right. I think the biggest shock is people who have children in the simulation going to the child care station. I've had many comments. We do evaluations at the end, and that's the biggest comment we get is about the cost of child care and how expensive children are.
Right.
And we've had positive comments say, I don't realize how much I cost my parents. So, there's a lot of learning going on.
And
Absolutely.
that's what it's about. We, parents try and everything, but this is just a nice backup, a nice supplement to what families can do.
Absolutely.
So, healthy people, healthy relationships, healthy finances. I also noticed on your website you have a page that has helpful resources, like some links to. So, talk about some of those.
Yeah, so under Healthy People, I have listed the My Plates, so the choosemyplate.gov, which is a lot of information about healthy eating, portions, just about anything. Somebody who doesn't know about My Plate, because you'd be surprised how many places that I've gone to talk about healthy eating and people are still looking at the pyramid.
Right.
They don't understand what My Plate is,
Right.
Which I love the concept of the My Plate.
Right.
We also have the National Center for Home Food Preservation. Like I talked about, food preservation is a big thing, and that is the evidence-based go-to website for food preservation. So if anybody has any questions, they have a lot of information there. For healthy finances, we have Money as You Grow. So that talks about money from birth to adulthood, kind of steps people can take, talking to your kids about money at those different stages, which is kind of a neat concept. Also the Federal Trade Commission, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, so people looking out for yourself as a consumer, different scams that might happen, things like that. then healthy relationships. You've the Ohio Department of Health talking about safe sleep, which is a big issue
for infants.
Right.
Okay.
Department of Aging, parenting.
Gotcha.
Lots of different
Some
things.
additional resources that people can look at on their own for information about these programs or other kinds of things.
Right.
So if a person is interested in a program for a civic group or a school or something like that, they can just call the office.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other, we have a couple minutes before we're done, but are there other last minute things or programs that you are looking at starting or ones that you really want to talk more about?
One that we're looking at starting for healthy relationships is a successful co-parenting program.
Okay.
So that would be for parents who are getting separated or divorced. That they would go through this program, kind of to help their kids and help themselves in their relationship. So that's one that we're looking towards. And then I guess I can talk about on the 4-H side. We have 2 4-H camps that are scheduled. We have our Cloverbud camp, which is for kids going into kindergarten through, I believe, 2nd grade. And that's June 8th and 9th at Camp Sobrowski. It's a day camp. They don't spend the night. And it's What Are You Doing at 4-H Cloverbud Camp. So all of the activities focus around water.
Okay, cool.
It's kind of a neat concept.
Yeah.
And then our junior camp is on Kelly's Island, which is kind of exciting for kids to do that. And that's June 19th through 23rd. And it's steam rolling along at 4-H camp. And that's kind of a play on STEM. So the science, technology, and the A for the STEAM is art. So incorporating some art too.
I looked at that and the sessions, I don't know how somebody would choose. They're really cool sessions.
So I think that's going to be pretty neat.
Yeah.
So
that's additional things that you do now. Does somebody have to be part of a 4-H club to do one of those camps?
They do not.
So
Anybody who can come.
Okay, awesome. Great resources. Can they find information about those camps on your website too?
Yes,
I'm sure.
those are on our website, ottawa.osu.edu.
Awesome. All right, lots of resources, lots of programming, different formats, whatever works for people, and all they have to do is call you.
Call me.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we're going to take another break and we'll be right back. And we're back. I want to thank Katie for being our guest today. The OSU Extension Program in Ottawa County is awesome. It's a fantastic resource. And again, their website is ottawa.osu.edu. And their phone number in Oak Harbor is 419-898-3631. Available, willing, and very well trained to do lots of different programming, healthy people, healthy relationships, healthy finances. Again, the lists that are on the website are not all inclusive. There are other things out there. So be sure to give them a call and see maybe how they can help whatever initiative you're working on. So if you ever have feedback about a program or a suggestion for a future episode, please let us know by sending a note to Time for Health, 615 Fulton Street, Port Clinton, Ohio, 43452. Or you can email Mrs. Pelz at the high school, cpelz@pccsd-k12.net. So think about all the topics we talked about today, all the resources that are out there. Whether it's helpful for you or someone you know and love, be sure to share the information. And until we meet again, I encourage you to make time for health.